Today, I would like to do a piece on a guy that I kind of grew up with. He always been an OG of mine. He always been a serious guy. His name is Bean, Little Bean. Everybody call him LIL. Today I'm doing a piece on LIL because I haven't seen him in a long time. I had talked to him when he got out, but I know this guy from 7'6". He's older now, and I just want to talk about how he always been like a Crip guy to me. As I grew up, he was always a smooth guy. He was always knowledgeable. He was always giving good advice. And we ran track together at Roosevelt Park, and Bean actually lived in the 7'6" apartment building. And we always used to talk about different things, Shack Boys, 6'8" boys, all of the East Side gangs. And this guy is actually one of the guys that I always looked up to. Now, I know that in the 70s or in the 80s, Bean used to live in apartments. His nephew's Jap, and he lived in apartments on 76, the 76 apartments. And one day, I think Bean caught a case, and he went to juvenile hall, and you know, juvenile hall have a thing to keep you till you a certain age. And while Bean was doing his time in YA, I think they gave him juvenile life, and Bean was doing his time, and he did his time, and while he was doing his time, the crack cocaine exploded in Los Angeles, and Bean got out around the same time that everybody was getting a little money, and his mother had moved to, I think she moved somewhere, and she always would look out for Bean had enough money to get him a lawyer. But when Bean was charged as a juvenile, I know that he ended up doing time for that case, and I think they picked the case up after Bean got out. Nunez and the LA sheriffs found out that Bean was out, and they know Bean, LIL was a hell of an influence of all the 7'6" because he'd been around a long time, and they wanted him back in jail. So what they did, they refiled the charges when he was a juvenile until he became an adult. This is the story that I heard, and he ended up going back to jail. Now, I ended up going to 4800, and Bean, LIL was there, and I was asking him, I say, man, what's going on with your case? And he told me, man, a lot of people was telling me that this is the case that he had when he was a juvenile, and the police department refiled to put him in jail as an adult. And I know he fought the case in 4800 for a long time, and I had an opportunity to see Bean. I had an opportunity to be around Bean, and I had an opportunity to put in some work for the guy that he needed to put some work in. But that was one of my first times I went on a mission to take care of some business for somebody that pulled a gun on him on the bus, and I had to get initiated into the 4800 courtroom. Bean sent me a kite, and I had to do what I had to do. But anyway, this guy always was knowledgeable on the 7'6", and while Bean was doing his time fighting his case about a case he had when he was a juvenile, they ended up going to the state joint, and I think for the same exact case he went to the juvenile for. And I know there was double jeopardy, and I know that his mom was trying to hire an attorney to get him up out of jail. But this guy is one of the major guys that I grew up with, that I always looked up to from 7'6", LIL. And while LIL was in state, a lot of us started making a lot of money, and LIL didn't have a chance to really see the drug culture, the crack cocaine or the powder cocaine explosion, because he was in jail for all that. But we always knew that he would get out one day because they filed the charges on him again, and I hope he win a lawsuit that he has for doing what they did to him. But I kind of like never really heard them filing charges on a guy that had already did time on the same case, on the same situation, circumstance. I guess they say he didn't get enough time when he was in juvenile for what he done, and they was gonna punish him again. And I know that when I used to be in the hood, and he used to call, and we used to always talk about some old times. And I just wanted to talk about this guy LIL because I really respect him. I really love him, and I love him. He's he's like a family member to me, and I know the homies love him. And I know that these guys is getting older, and I know these guys never really had an opportunity to be able to get into the technology that we in now. But I always, knew that he would get out, and now he out of jail. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but I see him in some pictures, and I wanted to, just be able to talk to him and be able to talk to him about the old times, because we have a lot to talk about. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make it my business to get his number so I can talk to him about how we used to race mini bikes, how we used to raise birds, and how we used to have big dice games. And I used to always like to see Bean at the parties, Crip walking. He was one of the best Crip walkers from 7-6 besides X-Ray, besides a few of the brothers that really knew how to sea walk. And Bean was a slender guy, and he always, dressed nice. He always was G'd up. And I just wanted to, talk about this guy because he's just one of our main guys. He one of my main guys. He one of the guys that we all looked up to, and we're gonna continue to look up to. And we just wanted to make sure that this guy, be able to one day we will be able to put a movie about him in the 76 apartments, how he survived and how he's still alive. And a lot of times the LAPD, they would come down on us and send us to jail where they think we would never get out. And a lot of times they said we would never live to be 21 or 22, but now we done got older, we got grandkids, we still have our mothers and fathers alive, and we got nieces and nephews. And I didn't think that I would even be able to get this age, and to be able to talk about a lot of things that's happened in South Central, and how the east side was one, and how we was over there. I know a lot of times people say we grew up with the Mexicans. We have a thing on the east side called we are black Mexicans at the same time, and a lot of Mexicans that that grew up with us was black, or Mexican black and black Mexicans, and that's the thing we always had on the east side. It was kind of like a secret, but we all dressed a little bit like each other in the back of the days, and we always used to like to walk up to Roosevelt Park and be able to run track, play baseball, football. And I know that we used to be behind the team post right there on 75th, and court each other in right there. But the 76 apartments was always right there by Palmolive and right there by Hooper, and we always used to walk the parties all the way to the Bethune Park. LIL was at the park tonight when Quake them kind of flipped the port, but we always used to walk to parties on 78. We used to go to parties in the Four Trays. We used to go to parties all over Los Angeles that was in the Crip hoods or wherever we did. We went to those parties. We always had parties over there on 8-9 hood. We always had parties on 56 over Viola and them house. And man, we just used to like to go to Uncle Bush. He was a teacher at Drew, and he used to throw dances and stuff like that. But just to talk about the 76 apartments. I remember when Cato lived right there in the front part, and Bean them lived in the back part. And you know what I'm saying? We always had a lot of Mexicans live on that street with the bombs, and we and Snake lived on that street, and what's the other boy named? Dion lived on that street. I ended up running into his son in the feds, and Dion, Snake, all of them live right there. I think who else lived on that street? Kool-Aid living around the corner from there, and we always used to walk to parties and have fun and be around each other, seeing who can Crip walk the best and who had the fastest mini bikes, and who was gonna be the next guy with the most money. But we always loved this guy, LIL.